Hey, what's up again? It's me, Jeff, the SP Spaz, and welcome back to my channel. I actually want to knock out, multiple videos. I've been really busy lately and had a lot of sort of uncertainty and stress at work and some other aspects of life in general. So it's been tough to just get the time to sit down and organize even my thoughts enough to do these. But if you see several videos of me sitting in the same place wearing the same shirt or whatever, it's not because I never changed my shirt. It's because I wanted to take this opportunity where I had a few minutes to talk about some things. Anyway, uh, hopefully I won't ramble too much because I actually want to get to the point here. Yeah, my hair's getting long again. You can tell, now when I kind of came back and started uploading videos again, I had the buzz cut, and now I've not had a haircut since then. And recently, as I record this, haircut places have not been open, and I haven't felt like cutting my own hair and all that stuff. So anyway, I don't know. I'm probably not going to let it get as long as it was before, but we'll see. Anyway, sorry. So what I wanted to talk about first, because I kind of left everybody hanging, was when I was doing a series about my body transformation, basically how I originally lost a lot of weight to get under 200 pounds for the first time since I was a very young adult. And I talked about what happened when I sort of hit the plateau. Um, and that actually happened a couple of times because around the 225 mark, 225 pounds, it kind of happened. And I had to sort of change up a few things, add a little more variety to my diet or whatever. And it happened again around 210 or so. And I remember quite a few things that I had seen online or heard on various things talking about how the last 10 pounds is the toughest to lose. And of course, 200 pounds is not the ideal weight for my height or age or anything like that anyway. It's still overweight. So it wasn't even like I was trying to hit the last 10 pounds to actually be really lean. I'm still not really lean. And now I'm under 180 as I record this. Hopefully by the time you see this, I still am. I've now been, I figured up the days now. I didn't write it down, so I forgot, but it's now been more than a year. I think about a year and 4 months. Was it 16? Somewhere around 16 months or a little more than that, where I've been under 200 pounds, consistently. And I originally got under 200 pounds actually in the summer of 2018, but I was just under. So anytime that I, ate, basically ate carbs again, because after I, was doing the really low carb thing, when I would have a day where I ate carbs again, then, I'd gain the water weight and I would go back up. And so when I was just under 200, then of course, every time I did that, then I would rise just over 200. So it was actually January of 2019 when I went under 200 and kept going down long enough where even the times that I have regained weight since then, I've still never gotten back over 200. The most that I got was actually this year, 2020. I got up to 191 point something, and that was the most I've weighed since then. As I'm recording this, I'm 178.6 or something like that. Anyway, that's a bunch of numbers, but the important thing was that, as I said in the first video way back when or I guess it was when I did the one about steak, eggs, and relief, I think I titled it. I had set that goal in my weight tracker app for 200 pounds because I always figured, well, if I can get back under 200, that'd be great. Again, it's an arbitrary number in a sense. Again, there's no magical thing about 200, but it just seems better, to be, I mean, obviously, if you're pure muscle, you're some kind of bodybuilder guy or you're an athlete of some kind, a boxer or whatever, and you're, over 200, but it's it's because you've got so much muscle that you weigh. That's different. I don't anticipate that even if I build some more muscle, which I'm trying to do, I'm in a phase of a workout. I don't know exactly how to put that. I'm doing a weightlifting workout where I am hopefully building muscle, but I don't. It's not going to be that much, where I would have like 20 plus pounds of muscle that I'm at. I doubt that's going to happen. So, and that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to be like super ripped guy or whatever, or have like giant arms. That was never a goal of mine. But anyway, I had set that goal of 200. And when I got to 210, it really did seem like things slowed way down. It really seemed like those last 10 pounds were very, very tough. With me doing what I had previously been doing, which was I was basically still doing a very low carb diet, but it was a relatively high fat diet. And I was, getting the fats from stuff that tasted good. Lots of butter, and I would have dark chocolate and, eggs and all kinds of stuff. But I had a variety. I was eating plenty of vegetables and, stuff. I was doing, the ketogenic diet, basically keeping myself in ketosis enough so I had still been losing weight until I got to around that 210 mark. And of course, I told you before that when I did the steak and eggs diet, I got a lot of help from the Anaerobics YouTube channel. There was a brief period where he changed his name on the channel to Old Man Revolution and then changed it back to Anaerobics. But anyway, I followed him all through that period. And there was a couple of other playlists he had done, other diets that he had talked about, that he advocates low carb diets pretty much all the time. The highest carb diet that he does is what he calls a targeted, other people have said it too, but a targeted ketogenic diet where you take in carbs just before and after a workout, and then the rest of the day you're low carb. I never really tried that one, but I never have done like really intense workouts. They're intense for me because I'm an old man, but but nothing compared to like what the kind of stuff he did. But very different backgrounds. He was in the Army or Marines or something like that. Anyway, military, and did a lot of other like really intense stuff that I would never really did. So anyway, I never tried that particular diet, but I did. There was another diet that I won't say advertised, but he did advocate on his channel that he had done multiple times, and that was what he called the pure protein diet. And originally I was going to title this video Pure Protein to the Finish Line. The only reason I didn't was because there's weird things on YouTube where some people have gotten into problems because they use things that are brand names, and I realize there is a brand Pure Protein. So I want to be clear that the pure protein diet, as described by Anaerobics and used by me, has nothing to do with the brand name Pure Protein. So that's just a coincidence or whatever. In this video, even if you're seeing this at a time in the future when I have millions of subscribers and people just coming out of the woodwork to get me to sponsor their products, this video is not sponsored by Pure Protein and not affiliated in any way with that brand. Anyway, with that disclaimer out of the way, the gist of the pure protein diet is not actually 100% protein. That is not a good idea. Like, even the thing that's called protein-sparing modified fasting diet, that's about as close to pure protein as any diet that I know that's actually like, medically approved in any way for a human being to do. And it's still, even that one is not 100% protein. So actually trying to get a 100% protein diet, that's not a good idea. But basically what the pure protein diet is you get fat adapted where your body is already using fat for fuel, like I was doing when I was doing the ketogenic diet. And then you basically start dropping the dietary fat amount so that your body has less dietary fat to use as fuel and has to pull more fat from your body. And it's not a good idea to stay on it for a really long time. Anaerobics himself has recommended not more than a few weeks at a time unless you just have a lot of weight to lose. But it's kind of tough, even if you had to start with that, or to even after getting fat adapted, it's kind of tough for that to be a primary, because it's a pretty hardcore diet. And there's multiple ways to do it as far as the source of protein, but the main way that he did it, and that I followed, was to make chicken, basically your main source of fuel, chicken, and then some sort of fat source, which usually, he recommended nuts like almonds, or, I ended up using, the first time I did it, I think I used maybe almonds and peanuts and stuff. And then when I did it again, I actually had macadamia nuts, and that worked really well because I liked them better. And they're actually, they're actually higher in fat and lower in carbs than even almonds and peanuts are. So they work really well for when you're just trying to have a source of fat. Anyway, so I was making basically stir fries of chicken, broccoli, and macadamia nuts. And, I put like a little really low calorie stir fry sauce stuff on it. But that was basically what I had. And the way I did it, I changed it up a little bit because he did several videos. I'm going to link the playlist probably for the Pure Protein Diet, because he goes into detail on it. And, I'm already upwards of 11 minutes now, so I'm not going to go a long time about this. But, maybe I'll do another video to talk about the results. But basically he did it where, he sort of transitioned by having like really high fat to get himself fat adapted, and then dropping the fat one by one. And I did it similarly in that I would cook the stir fries in butter at first, and then I dropped the butter and used like an olive oil spray, so that drops the dietary fat some. Then, like after doing that for a week, I dropped some of the nuts, or dropped the nuts entirely, so it was basically just chicken and broccoli, so it was even less fat. So I actually dropped the fat below what he recommends, but it was extremely effective. I did it for 5 weeks and I lost 19 pounds. So yes, I went not only below 200, but enough below that it took me a while to get to go back over 200. And I'll talk about that in another video, because I want to do a video about diet breaks. And that was the first time that I did that. Once I started that transformation in November 2017, I started doing the steak and eggs diet, and I would have that every 5 days where I would eat whatever I wanted. But I didn't have like an extended break. I only had there was one time I skipped like a cycle of basically where I had 4 days. And even then I didn't just eat anything, but I went off doing, I wasn't doing the steak and eggs diet for that time. But after I got under 200 pounds, I actually took an entire week of just eating whatever I wanted to. But anyway, I'm going to talk about that in another video. But I spent most of this one explaining the Pure Protein Diet, and I said I wasn't going to do that because there's anaerobics videos to do that. But anyway, yeah, I'll talk more about it, and actually talk about the experience of hitting that under 200 thing for the first time. But anyway, like I said, the way I did it was the Pure Protein Diet, and it still wasn't immediate. It still took a few weeks before I finally got under 200 pounds, but it was exciting when I did. I even posted on my Facebook a picture of the scale when it said like 198.8 or something like that. So anyway, that was sort of an example of something that's kind of extreme. But when you're just trying to lose a small amount of weight, 10 pounds, sometimes, some people might not seem like a small amount, some others seem like nothing. And certainly for me, having started at 252 and dropping all the way down to 210, I mean, there's a lot of people who would have said, well, you could be satisfied at 210, and in some ways I would have been, but technically I was still overweight, and I still felt like there's no reason why I can't go below 200 pounds. I know I can do it. And I know I'm going to feel better in a lot of ways when I do, and improve on, my stamina and health and in other ways, not just dropping the fat. So, and that indeed did happen. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up for now on this one, but stay tuned, because I'm going to talk more about what I did next, and and what I'm doing now, I'm going to hopefully get to that really soon, because I don't want to always be talking about the past. Um, Even though, of course, who knows when you'll see the video, so it'll be the past as soon as I upload it. But anyway, thanks a lot for watching. If you watched through this whole video, I got an idea from another channel actually to do something like where I do like a giveaway at the end of the video for the people that actually watch the entire video. So there's like a prize for doing so. So you don't like look at the length of the video and go, man, I can't watch anything that long. You know, they have this wonderful thing called Watch Later, where you can watch some of a video and then you can, you can set it to start at the same point. So as dumb as some things YouTube has changed have been, they still have that feature. But um, anyway, thanks for watching. If you're not already subscribed, please do so. Please hit the thumbs up button on this video, share it, and please comment. Tell me what you think of the pure protein diet, or any of that ideas, or your what you did to lose the last 10 pounds, if you did it yourself, anything like that. If you want to say my hair looks stupid, whatever it is you want to tell me, go ahead. I appreciate the feedback, and we'll see you next time.